It's I got some shit to say to podcast, man. We're back like we don't stop, because trust us, we never do. All we do is work. Y'all know me.
Fuck you, Squints.
That's right, R.I.P.
Whizzle Fizzle.
Forever and always. With me today. Man, I got familiar with this kid pretty quick, but it seems to be I'm a big fan all of a sudden. I got the curly-headed devil himself, Dallas Murrae, in the building.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
Yeah, he's here. Finally.
Thanks for having me.
Finally. I finally got him here. But hold up. Shut up. All right. With him, he also brought a couple entities of his performance-enhanced part of his thing, right? We got his DJ Wes in the building, and we got the Rockstar Dom also in the building, lead guitarist for Dallas Murrae. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining us, guys. Pleasure to have you.
Pleasure to be here.
Oh, man. I'm glad y'all are finally here. It seems like it seems like it took forever, but it really didn't in reality.
No, it's not, but I feel like we've been running around so much with
each
other that I feel like I've known y'all for a really long time at this point.
Yeah, we talked about this before we hit start. You learn a lot about people on the road.
Sure do.
But, yeah, man, I was lucky enough to meet Dallas Murrae when he was added to the current tour from King Ego and Joe Tyler. Dallas Murray's open for 3 or 4 cities thus far, and going to ride out the rest of the tour minus one date, but we're adding more, so you know what I mean? Like,
been awesome every step too. We haven't. I've been on the road before, but these two have never came out before.
Yeah,
so it's a whole new monster for them, and they're liking it.
Yeah, I bet they are. How y'all feel about it? Y'all like life on the road?
I'm loving it.
Yeah, I don't like coming back and sitting still too long, you know. And I miss Chicago, like y'all know. I didn't get the Chicago show, so I'm fucking ready. Like, I'm so ready to get back on the road.
Gonna be a blast.
It will be, and the rest of the show. Tickets available now in the link below.
That's how I feel. We just get back, and then I'm like just sitting in the house.
Yeah, like, come on, man.
What is this?
Yeah, I stay busy, like, between, like, the videography and, like, the pod and, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I will still work full-time, fun fact. But at the same time, it's, I can't wait to fucking get out of this fucking shit hole, bro. But, yeah, Dallas Murrae, when he was added to the arsenal of this current tour, I got to be honest, I was like, Dallas Murrae. Where did I know that fucking name, right? And in reality, like, fucking probably 6 months before, whenever Shasta dropped, right?
Back in May, April-ish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Because currently, you know, it's the beginning of July, so this makes perfect sense. Chad Arms, though, shout out Chatty Bobby, sent me the video, or it may have just been the audio at that point. I don't know how quickly the two came out, like the video versus the record.
2 weeks-ish, yeah.
But, I mean, that's probably your lead hit right now.
It is the most activity and engagement we've ever gotten on a record. And
wow.
I've been doing this a really long time. But it's also the first time that we've really locked in. I've been doing this a long time. Like, yeah. And I'm young, but like I've been doing this for 15 years.
Dope.
And so when you started, it was more groundwork and grunt work stuff.
Yeah.
You know, play as much as you can and stuff.
Yeah.
So this is really the first time we really tried to take it to the internet and use those tools.
Seemed like it worked.
Seems like it's working.
Yeah, that video's doing crazy numbers. I'm sure the streams are going crazy. And like I said, his contact information is listed below if you're unfamiliar. But that was my introduction to Dallas Murrae. I'd seen this record. And then when I saw that you were added to the tour, you know, when I bring you up, luckily that was still the strongest song of your catalog currently. So I hit it, and I know who this fucking kid is. And it all made sense to me, though. But fast forward to now, you know, a few weeks into the tour, it's, bro, I've watched you do what you do now. You and the guys, you know, I've watched you guys as a whole perform and put on a show now to where you shake shit, Bubba. And I have to say that openly because, like, I'm in charge for spinning for Rev, Joe, and King Ego. But, like, even at the Atlanta show, you guys went after Rev. So, like, I was up there for Rev, and I'm like, I know that some of those people didn't know who you were. And I know that every fucking one of them knew who you were when you left.
That's what we strive for.
Of course, that's what you should strive for. But to accomplish it,
it's another story.
Is a different story. And I know for a fact, I went down on the floor for your performance.
Appreciate you.
Just to see it. Like but I'm an old man. I like to I like to evaluate and see things like from a consumer's perspective. You got it. And especially like with a artist that I'm not 100% aware of, but I know is in that position for a reason. You follow me? Like, you're opening up for Ego and fucking Joe. And I know what kind of punch they pack. So, you know.
Yeah, performing for us has always been, at least me specifically. Don's been playing with me. He's been my guitarist for 4 years now, 5 years.
Yeah, Dom's a fucking rock star, dude. Rock star. He dresses the part, all that. It's dope.
He's got the hair. He definitely has the most unique style of our crew.
And he stretches before shows.
And he does. Yeah, he's got a whole ritual and everything like that. But we've been performing for a long time, us together. And then Wesley, he just jumped in with us. He's also my best friend, not only my DJ. And,
okay.
So he jumped in and basically just learned how to DJ so that he could run my tracks and stuff.
I know how that goes, bro.
Yeah. So now it's something that, you know, he really ran with it and learned how to do.
Good for you, man.
All this stuff to make it more amplified and make his role better. But performing's been. I like making music. I like recording music, the whole process of that. But the performance part has always been where I gravitated to the most, like a lot of artists.
Yeah.
I appreciate you saying the show was good, man.
No, it was great. It was fucking great. It's interesting though to hear that how long you and Dom have been affiliated with each other and worked. But how long have you and Wes been best friends, so to speak, or just close friends and all that? How long?
4 years.
2020.
Okay, cool.
Literally 2020. So
cool.
It actually, funny story of how we met.
Go.
We were going to. I got invited to this. We lived in Utah for a little bit, and he was in the military. So he was there at the Air Force Base, and I was talking to this girl. She invited us up to a Halloween party. I think it was Halloween, something like that.
Okay.
Some holiday party. And I went up there, showed up at his house.
It was before Halloween.
Was it before Halloween?
Yeah, it was like right at the end of
because Halloween's
summer.
when we went to our Okay. But he, so I walk in there, and the girl that I'm talking to, she's like, hey, hi, what's up, cute stuff, whatever. And then I run into Wesley, who
we'd seen each other at parties before, so we were like, oh shit, what's up?
Okay.
So we started chatting. I was like, oh yeah, who are you here for? Like, we didn't know that we knew the same circle of people. And he was like, oh, I'm here for, I won't put her name in here, but I'm here for and I was like, no shit, I'm here for, and we were both there for the
She invited us. She invited both of us. So we basically were like, all right, forget her. Now we're homies.
We shared a bottle of Jose Cuervo, and then I think maybe a couple days after that, I just randomly texted him like, "Hey, you want to go to a party?" And that was a separate party. And since then, we've been
locked in,
been best friends.
Gotcha.
So.
Cool. That's what's up. It's interesting to hear though how you obtained the role of being the DJ. But and while it may seem silly to some of us, or like, bro, I completely get it because I was thrown into the same fire myself. But it's a contributing factor, bro. That it becomes a necessity. It literally does. You know what I'm saying? So like, own that shit, bro. Like. I asked Wes, what do we call you, Wes? Is it DJ Wes? He's like, no, man, I'm fucking Wes. I'm like, all right, cool. But I still, like, I think as Dallas's career grows, like, both of your careers are going to grow as well. You know what I mean? And I think it's a position to get into and stay into if you're going to play that role, anchor down. And it looks like you got that under control, man. It was dope to see you guys pull that shit off in real time, though.
I've been blessed enough, like, in my life to have, like, a small circle of friends that they fill the cracks whenever they're needed.
Yeah,
so
contributors.
They all believe in me enough.
Yeah.
That if I need something, they figure out how they can help that role.
I love that.
So I think they tell you it takes a village. It's like
it definitely does.
It is the same for making an artist. It's not just one artist that popped a song off. There's roles and stuff involved, and there's a whole team involved, and they do a lot more than people think. So very grateful for these guys and,
dope, man.
And everybody else that has hands in it because they've been awesome so far.
Right. Well, I want to talk about like how it all happened. So like you told me off camera he's 27 right now currently, and he mentioned already on camera that he's been making music for closer to 15 years now. So when we do the math, that puts you back to o.n.e when you started doing this. So let's talk about that. How did that start and like what you know?
I was really getting into trying to figure out what I wanted to do around the same time the big iMac computer came out.
Oh, okay.
And iMac was built in with GarageBand. And there's also the same time that YouTube was kind of rolling out. So my consciousness became conscious about the same time that Justin Bieber popped off on YouTube.
Shall be.
Yeah. And so I saw what he did, and I got to see other people posting covers, and now I got to see some people putting out, recorded songs, not just them singing to the guitar, and I want to know how they did it. So I, one way or another, found out that GarageBand, it had like a built-in microphone and all this stuff, and so I would just sit in there and record terrible stuff for all day after school. And my parents, they would come in and they'd be like, "What are you doing in there?" And I was like, "I'm making songs." And they're like, "Oh, okay." Yeah. And then one day my dad, as parents do, they want to check up on what their kids are doing. So one day I'm in bed, he popped in there and he was like, "Dallas is actually legitly making like trying to make. I was
Yeah, like he's serious
kid.
about this.
I was a kid, but like it was like as my parents, I have awesome parents. They could tell that this was something I was going to every day when I got home. Like I loved it, and so from then on, it just became part of my life. It was like just like a kid starts up sports or art or instruments or whatever. It just music was something that it was just something I did from the time I was like 12.
Yeah, cool.
So
when did the garage band music that you did make when you were that young? Any of it still exist?
It sure does. My dad has a this massive hard drive.
Hell yeah!
Hey, I've heard some of it.
Yeah, my dad has.
How'd that go for you, Wes? Huh? Is it in the crates, man? Are we spinning that next week? What are we doing?
It's a big difference, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
But it was this massive hard drive of just so when I tell you I was obsessed with everything that it was when I was a kid. So in that hard drive, there's upwards of 7,000 recordings in there.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and it was just when I was a kid, it was just all the time. When I came home, I was a basketball player too, so I'd go to school, I'd go to AAU practice, whatever. I'd come home, and it wasn't like the process now where I'm like making the songs and finishing them out and doing things like that. I was just writing whatever came in my head on
just throwing shit against the wall,
just throwing in and making songs or whatever. But after it got to 1,500, 2,000 of them, that's when my parents were like, okay, do you want to? Is this something you want to do? And then from then on, we did all kinds of things from there. So.
Yeah, like what? When did this happen? When did the parents like wake up and start like a supporting role type shit?
So it was we played our first. I got my first show, and I did it all myself.
And this is like as a rap artist, right?
Yeah, I was a rapper. My name was Swag Star.
Hell yeah!
Oh, I didn't know that.
Swag Star.
Swag
you
Star.
just named the episode.
Yeah.
Just so you know. Hell yeah.
So I got my first show, and my mom obviously came with me because I was a minor, and I was in Dallas, Texas, and I was going into Deep Ellum, which is not like inner city Dallas, but it's the creative department of Dallas. So it's where like all the bars and the clubs and stuff are. It can get kind of rough down there.
Okay.
And as a kid, anyways, at night. And so she took me down to this place called the Curtain Club, and it was like one of those things where they book a bunch of artists and the artists sell tickets, and the bill is in order of who sold the most tickets.
Sure.
So I didn't sell shit. And so I get there and I've got my headphones on, and I remember this wasn't even like iPod level time. This was, I had one of those CD desks, like the mobile CD things that closed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I was sitting there, mom was like, put your headphones in, honey, because the other rappers were obviously a lot more vulgar than I was. It was a situation my family and I'd never been in, that kind of realm of like rap and that culture and all that stuff.
Gangsta shit's going on in here.
Gangster shit was happening behind me, and I was like, I was in Frisco, Texas. So, and so, but they threw me up there, and they were worried for me and really scared. And like, I can't even make this up. There was a radio. You remember we used to buy the old like radios at Walmart? Yeah. There was a radio with like a disc slot at the top.
Yeah, CD player.
And I had my tracks, and I put it in there, and it was like connected to an aux cord in the venue.
Got you.
And that was my first show, and that all the people there loved me. They thought it was awesome and cool. They were expecting like a adverse total flop response that would make me quit. Like I would realize that, oh, this is really rough. And
they're giving you a reality check, or at least they thought they were.
And it turned out that it went really well, and that's when my parents had the conversation of like, hey, maybe our son,
maybe the kid's got
something out of this. So, and then from there on, they, just like they did with my sisters, all of us had our things that they supported the best that they could. And when it became music, they learned as much as they could. They held my hand everywhere that they could. They talked to as many people and figured out what they could. Yeah. And they've been nothing but supportive ever since.
Dope, man. That's dope. Shout out to your parents. Mm-hmm. You talk about your sisters, older or younger?
I have two younger sisters.
Dope. What's their talent of trade, so to speak?
Whitney was a extremely talented gymnast. All through when we were in high school and middle school. She had an injury to her back and her hips that put her out.
Damn.
And she just couldn't ever come back from it, but she got into cheerleading, and now she's a 2-time D1 national champion cheerleader with Grand Canyon University.
Major flex.
She's graduated now.
Dope.
But it's pretty wild to think my sister has 2 championship rings. It's pretty cool. And then my youngest sister, she dabbled in like a couple of sports and stuff, but she was never as into the sports and everything that we were. She's really into like business and
gotcha.
Career stuff more than my sister and my other sister and I are. So that's kind of her talent is kind of just pushing her life forward and making connections. And all that stuff.
I get that. Yeah. That's not a bad trade either. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Yeah.
not a bad trade at all.
Yeah. But that's interesting, man. So when you talk about Dallas and you talk or Texas, so to speak, when did you leave Texas? How early on was that?
I left Texas my senior year of high school. Might have been the end of junior year. And moved to Utah. And then I was in Utah for a couple of years, and then we moved here. But my dad got a job transfer that we just really couldn't pass up. But at
just
the same
opportunity.
time with that, I was actually I was signed to RCA Records at the time, and they had me traveling out to California a lot. And we didn't have any family or anything in Texas. Most of my mom's side of the family, which is who we're most connected with, they lived in Utah. And so with all three of the kids being minors, somebody had to travel with me for the music stuff. I couldn't just do it on my own. So my mom was constantly having to travel. No one was around to watch my sisters because my dad had to work and do traveling for work. And so it just made sense to move to Utah where my grandma could help and watch my sisters and stuff like that while I traveled. So we ended up being there to finish out my high school and a couple of years afterwards.
Yeah. You miss Utah at all?
No.
No, because I know just they told me off camera that they went to a Mike concert in Utah. Didn't you say that to me? Utah, just as far as like scenic and like visually,
beautiful place,
absolutely gorgeous. And I have yet to visit there. And then when I hear of like, same with Arizona, I've never been to Arizona nor Utah. And when I hear of both those places, it's just like what's it like? You know, like sorry.
My little sister lives in Arizona.
Oh, okay, cool.
I like Arizona.
Yeah. Let's say Arizona's fire.
I'm very open with my opinion on Utah. Like, it's not necessarily like it's a beautiful place. The scenery is great. It's an awesome place to vacation. But with the way that the religious stuff and everything is out there, and the rules and the liquor laws,
they control everything.
Stuff,
it's a different reality. I understand.
Different. And when you look like myself, you got a bunch of tattoos. You didn't come from the Mormon church. You didn't do those things like that. It's
you're not welcome here.
Yeah, it's different.
I was the same way. I had a reality check. I moved out there, and I'm wearing like Jordans and baggy jeans and like oversized tee, backward hat.
Where are you from originally, Wes?
Charlotte, North Carolina.
Oh, okay. Dope.
So like that's how we still dress out there.
Yeah.
And so Utah, it's like white as white can get.
Yeah.
And so I show up there, and everybody's like,
"Hold on, who's this thug?"
Yeah, and I'm like,
yeah. I get it. What about you, Dom? Where are you from originally?
I grew up in Utah.
Okay. He's like, y'all quit talking about my fucking state.
No, man,
where is this badge?
Dom's over there getting fucking pissed.
It's completely accurate. I mean, I grew up in small city up north of Salt Lake. And we had more culture in Ogden where I'm from. But like Dallas was saying, it's all just based off of like LDS religion.
Sure.
They run everything. We don't have a lottery out there. Everything's just so tight knit. If you're not a part of that organization, man, you're just kind of an outsider.
Yeah.
We couldn't even get music festivals out there that would succeed because of the liquor laws. We had one that was called Bonanza Campout that was super awesome. They brought some good artists, everything like that, and they had an over-serving law. So if you served, too much. I don't know if you haven't been to Utah, but one of those things is one of the things you'll see that throws people off the most is when you go to a bar. You order a drink, they'll pull out this big hose, and this hose has a little machine at the top of it that pours exactly 1 ounce of alcohol.
Wow.
And then they give it to you. So there's no free pouring, there's no anything like that. There is a certain amount that they can serve.
Yeah, I think I've seen this like on Kitchen Nightmares or something where they like install one of these things so they don't over pour, and that's like a thing.
And it's just stuff like, I mean, you can go off about the bar stuff or whatever, but for me it was mainly this, I didn't fit in with any.
Yeah, well, I mean, Wes's description of it, realistically, I mean, that seemed like more like my perspective. Yeah,
like all the friends I had in Utah, none of them came from Utah.
Yeah, we just kind of gravitated toward each other.
Yeah, thugs stick together out there in Utah.
Southside ties, man. Right. Also, all of us are from the South, minus Dom.
Yeah.
But we got some friends from Georgia, some friends from Arkansas who all found their way to Utah, but we never really put strong ties with anybody who was from there, other than Dom.
Gotcha. So. And we left Utah when? How long? When you were out Utah a couple of years? You said
we've been out here almost 2 years.
Oh, so from Utah to here.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Cool. You spoke about a deal with RCA, and what was that like? What led you to a deal with RCA, and how long was that a thing?
When music started when we started really taking music serious, I went to a artists. In Dallas, they have these artists development schools.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
And I went to one called Septian. And shout out Linda Septian. And we they basically taught me how to sing, how to have stage presence, like all of this stuff, and they teach us how to perform. And it was a really cool school. And I was in their master's program, which is something you had to get accepted into.
Sure,
and
it's like all stars.
Yeah,
I get
kinda.
it. I get it.
Yeah, and those artists got different opportunities than some of the other ones who are still in their development phases. And they shot an email that said, "Hey, we need a light-haired rapper for this TV show, or this I guess it was like a webisode kind of thing."
Okay.
And I dyed my hair blonde that night.
Hey, got to play the part, dog. Chasing checks out here. I get it.
We dyed my hair blonde, and I sent in a submission video. And a lot of people, might not know that for a lot of these shows, like The Voice, The X Factor, even smaller shows like the one that I was on, there's a lot of back doors to the people who get on there, and there's a lot of agreements and stuff. It's not just the people who go through the whole audition process. So I didn't go through the whole audition process. I sent the video directly in. We didn't think much of it, and then 2 weeks later, I got an email from Razor and Tie, who is the record label that put on the show, which is called Kid Star USA. It was put on by the front facing of Kids Bop, but their label is Razor and Tie. So I was still very young at this point, and I must have been 14. And so they were like, "Hey, we want Dallas to come out to LA." And I think that was the first real break of, if you'd call it that we had musically.
Yeah.
So my mom and I hopped on a plane to LA, and we were on this show, and it was basically singer versus singer on there. And the winner got an RCA Records contract. And I went through the process. We were there for like 2 or 3 days, which is crazy because they had us film a show that released over the course of like 6 weeks and 2 days.
Wow.
And
that's insane to think about that.
I mean, and we were kids.
They got us all fooled, man.
We were kids, and it was sun up to sundown, and but it was a lot of fun. And I ended up winning that show, and then I was signed to RCA, and then everything kind of kicked off with me working directly for a record label.
Oh, that's interesting to hear. What was your relationship like with RCA?
I went in backwards.
Gotcha.
So, and I would highly advise, like, just an advice from someone who's been on a major label, don't do that.
Yeah.
When you go in backwards and you don't have any fan base, you don't have any ground to stand on, you kind of are just saying that you have a record deal.
Yeah.
And they get to kind of dictate what that means. I never got to see my contract. I was a kid,
Sure,
I
that makes sense.
Get to do the negotiations of that stuff.
Yeah. Didn't even really, at the time, wouldn't even understood the substance of it anyway.
I didn't even understand the scope of what I was doing. Like,
exactly.
I have a record deal. Like, that's, as a 14-year-old kid, that's like,
pretty good flex, 14 years old.
It is, but I don't understand finance. I don't understand the business. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
And so, but they flew me out to LA a couple of times to go meet with different producers and stuff. Did a whole bunch of demos. I met with, one of the most notable one is I met with a guy named Jonas Jaberg. He's a huge producer for a whole list of records. Can't remember off the top of my head now, but if you looked him up, Jonas Jaberg, he has done a ton of stuff.
Right.
He was probably one of the more notable ones I worked with, but at the same time with RCA, I was starting to get some notoriety and stuff, and so we had other managers and other producers and stuff reaching out to us at the same time.
Yeah.
Reaching out, and I feel bad for my parents because they had to field all this stuff.
Right.
And they're learning at the same speed that I'm learning.
Yeah.
And so they're probably even faster than I'm learning because I'm just back here like, oh, I'm a kid.
Right.
And so we were flying to LA. We were meeting with the producer that RCA wanted us to meet with. Mm-hmm. And then at nighttime, we would go and meet with another producer who we were working with that I'm not going to say his name for reasons I'll tell you in a little bit, but
was this like an itinerary type thing though when you would go to LA, like they would have stuff like drawn out for keep going.
We were weaving off that itinerary.
Okay,
we
gotcha.
were doing our own like under the table
while we're here.
We're here, which we were not supposed to be doing.
Let's just check out this other guy.
I was gonna say
And so we would go to the studio. We'd probably be up at my mom's a trooper. We were up at 7 a.m. for the studio session. We would work nonstop until like 3 or 4 p.m. and then we go get dinner, and then I'd be at that other studio at 6 p.m. and we'd work until 2 a.m.
And you're still a child, basically.
And I'm still
at this
a
point.
kid, and my mom's up 24/7 at this point, just trying to figure this out. And it was crazy because the way they had this set up was almost like a music factory. Like when I got there was a team. Vice Versa was the team. I'm not sure if they're still doing music anymore or still writing for people, but they were awesome. But they were writing a song for me upstairs. I was recording one downstairs. When that one was done, they'd bring the one from upstairs to the downstairs, and I would record that one.
Like, oh, we got another
I was
one.
just shuffling out.
crazy.
This one looks pretty good.
We did upwards of like in a span of like 3 weeks, we did upwards of 70 records.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane.
And so we took those to RCA. The producer I was working with, he flew to RCA, and he said, "Hey, I've been working with this kid. When he's been out here, this is all the music that we made." And my A&R and the record label executives at that point, they said, "We're really proud of him. We think this is awesome. We wish you would have told us."
Yeah.
But for right now, Dallas is too young. We want to shelf him. Hindsight 2020, totally agree.
Yeah.
However, in that moment, you're so close.
Yeah.
My parents were like,
and you just recorded 70 records
and
that you're so excited about. You just submitted to a record label that you've been working your ass off for. You know, you hand it to them smiling, and then that balloon deflates as quick as, you know what I'm saying? I could only imagine.
And I wasn't in that meeting, but my parents were a part of it.
Wow.
And I'm not sure if they were in the building as much as they were kind of just communicated into it.
Yeah, still. I wonder how they felt.
This producer I was working with went out there, and he was a money guy. And
Sure.
He went out there, and he pitched it all.
Basically, the negotiator, the handler of the deal, so to speak. But, yeah, I get it.
And so when they said, no, we don't want to do it, because I was a minor, it was easy to get out of my contract.
Dope.
And so we got out of the contract, and we wanted to run with those records. And I've never even told this story like publicly before, but so what happened at that point? So we were down a record deal. We didn't. We walked away from it, and it turns out that the producer that I was working with at the time, we went down and did some more records, and he was like, "Don't come to the studio on Sundays." And we were like, "Okay, we won't." They put us up in this big penthouse that was above West Hollywood, and my mom's driving home one day. She just has an urge. She was just like, I want to
swing by the studio on Sunday.
I want to swing by, and it just happened that the one time we swing by, it was swatted with cops.
Whoa!
And it turned out that he had been was planning to use my career as a money laundering front for drugs.
Wow.
Yeah, and so that fell apart pretty quickly.
Yeah, it seems like it would after that.
And then we just were kind of back to square. So we walked away from the RCA. We couldn't work with that producer, and then we were kind of just back to where we just did a full circle and back to where we started.
Wow.
Yeah.
And when did that all go down? When was the reset button?
I must have been 17 years old, so it must have been
about 10 years ago.
Yeah, about 10 years ago. Yeah. So we ended up back home. We did what we were always doing. At that time, I had done so many things. I had quite a following in Utah. So it's not like we went back to zero.
Yeah.
But
you just needed a new producer and a new way to
but we weren't, and that's where I started taking the time to learn how to do all my own stuff, like all my own engineering. And so there was good that came out of it, but I definitely got to see
that side of it all.
The curtain of it, behind the curtain a little bit of how it all works, and it's definitely a rough business.
Would you ever go major again?
I would, under the right context.
Sure.
So I would have to, if I was ever going to go major again, I would have to be in a position where it would hurt them to not have me.
Right.
Not that the only, I can't look at it from a perspective of, oh, if I have a record label, they'll be able to do all these things for me.
Sure.
I also need to take into account, what am I doing for them?
Yeah.
And if I don't have anything I'm doing for the label, I'm not going to sign with that label, because they hold all of the leverage there.
Yeah, you're shooting yourself in the foot. Yeah, that's interesting to hear. That's unfortunate, but at the same time, at least there was
builds character.
Yeah, it builds character. It's a great story, and then it's a story that most can't tell. You know what I'm saying? And to tell it that young, and to have that promising of a career, and then it's sort of be taken from you, so to speak. As bad as that sucks. Fast forward 10 years to the Dallas Murrae that I've came in contact with and witnessed perform. I don't think it'll be long. So to speak, you know what I'm saying? But it's interesting. So after the RCA deal goes flat and is back to square one, obviously you didn't stop making music, but
actually I did.
Okay, cool.
So what happened was, so I was 18 at this point.
Okay.
I had a pocket full of money.
Sure.
Because I had the money because I did other things. Like I toured with the Kid Star show for a long time. I got to do some stuff with Kid Ink. I was making money at my own shows. I had money going in my pocket. But I also been told my whole life that I was going to be a rock star.
Yeah.
From the time I'm 12
to,
I've been in the master's class, and I got on this TV show, and I did all these things, and I was signed to a record label. And it's really easy for someone really young and impressionable to get a really big head about that.
Yeah.
And so when I turned 18, I was a loose cannon. Like I was getting into all kinds of things I shouldn't have got into. And when I had that Kid Star background, I wanted to be the tough guy. I started like rapping about stuff I knew nothing about. I started getting into like drugs and like real drugs with people that weren't good for me. I was partying all the time, disrespectful to my family. Like I went real far off the path to the point where my mom was like, we got to cut it. I was like, she's like, you're losing everything about yourself. Like, and we had conversations now, because obviously it was a tense time during that. But we've had conversations now that I've been given the time to figure it out, of like, I'm really happy that happened, because I was never given the opportunity to figure out who I was.
Yeah.
Because from the time I was 12, I was told,
they've been telling you,
sells, that sells, this sells. You need to
Change your
do
hair
this
blonde.
kind of music, dye
hair
your hair blonde, like do all these things.
Which I got great pictures of, by the way.
Oh, dude, I need
I
them.
appreciate it.
Yeah, I need them.
But they've been telling you to do all those things your whole life, and so it's very easy for me to camouflage into whatever crowd that I'm in and be whatever other people wanted me to be without knowing who I was. And so we got to completely walk away from it. I mean, I always dabbled in it, but we completely walked away from it probably from the time I was 19 to probably almost 23 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I walked away from it really completely, other than just doing it kind of as a hobby. And it wasn't until someone was talking to me and they were like, hey, you know, you shouldn't give the music thing up. Like, you've had the time to figure out who you are and what you want out of life. And she's like, just put a studio up in your house. She's like, just buy all the stuff, build it back up, and just make music for fun.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I guess I'll do that. And so I built the studio in my house. I got all the equipment and all the gear, and I made an album, and it put it out, and it started getting attention.
Yeah, and this album's still available now, right?
Yep, it's just the Dallas Murrae album. And started getting attention in Utah. And before I knew it, everybody was like, my awesome circle of people were like, let's do it. They're like, let's pack the car up, let's go down to Nashville, and let's give it a shot. Because
love it.
What my dad told me is, he said, it might have been my dad, somebody older than me said it in my family, and he said, if you don't do it now, you will wonder for the rest of your life.
You don't want to wonder
if you would have taken the shot and took it serious.
What would have happened?
What would have happened?
Yeah.
And then they also told me, you did it once, just go do it again.
All right. Sure.
So, and that's what I told these guys. I was like, let's pack it up and let's go. And they were all down. I mean, he took out a loan to get here.
Yeah,
like,
shout out Dom.
I was gonna get here anyway.
Yeah, shout out Dom. So you're betting on yourself, man, and that says a lot about people. You know what I mean? For you two as well, like for y'all to commit to the same dream.
Well, we did a summer of shows before we moved.
Yeah,
we did.
Yeah. So we got attention in Utah for a while, and we got to see if everybody really liked doing it, and I kind of looked to them to make it's weird. I looked to them to make the decision for me.
Yeah, it's like we can go a little further if you guys want.
Yeah, it was kind of like I try, because I got such a big head about myself when I was younger. I try to really read my people of like where I'm at, because I know I have people who will check me. They'll be like, "Hey,
what you need?"
Yeah, they're either they'll tell me like this isn't you, or
you're doing too much right now.
Too much, or this isn't a good. Like they'll tell me, especially Wes will tell me, this isn't a good idea. Don't do it.
Yeah.
And,
need that though.
And so I kind of looked to them. I was like, look, we're not going to do anything in Salt Lake City, Utah. Like, it's just, there's not a music scene here, that other than just the little town. And I told them, they were like, all of them in unison were like, we believe in you. Let's go. Let's leave. Dope. And she's like, they said, there's nothing holding us here. And so it must have been, a 3-month turnaround time that we were just like, yep, we're moving to Nashville.
Yeah.
So,
what year was this?
Real quick.
This was last year.
Yes, that's insane. That's insane.
And
it's insane.
Yeah, well, I guess Christmas.
Yeah, it was like the end of 23, we were deciding, and then beginning of 24, we were.
Well, luckily the reset button, like at the 2019-2023 hiatus, and then to jump back into it, and then to see success immediately and still have an immediate following there in Utah, to where it broadened up that summer, the slate of summer shows that you were able to, to open that perspective back up. Because for those 4 years, 3 or 4 years that you were dormant, I'm sure there were moments along that ride where you were like, man, maybe I should, and it shook it off. You know what I'm saying? And there was this constant reminders of what was, and then what could have been or what may be type shit. Like, I'm sure you encounter that a lot.
And I think we take it, we always, I have two things I tell my entire team all the time, and we repeat it like crazy, is one, we take this serious, but we're not holding our entire self-value on if it works out or not.
All right.
Like, we're chasing a dream, but dreams are scarce. They don't happen for everybody.
For sure.
But
They
that
definitely
doesn't
don't.
mean that doesn't mean that you weren't good at what you did.
Exactly. I love that.
And so I tell my team that constantly. We try not to hold on to it so tight.
You need to have a life outside.
Yeah,
of it.
like
definitely
enjoy.
do.
We moved to Nashville not because we thought we were going to move to Nashville and instantly have all these contacts. We moved to Nashville because we visited Nashville one time and I fell in love with everything here.
When was that?
I came with my girlfriend in 2 years ago, something like that.
And shout out her. What was her name?
Megan.
Shout out Megan. I met her at the Atlanta show.
Megan's.
Yeah, she's a trooper.
She does a lot.
She does a lot.
Yeah.
But we came out here and she was like, we've been Tennessee Vol fans like forever.
Go Vols.
My dad's
Dallas posted that the other day. I was like, oh shit. Yeah, all right.
My dad's from Sevierville, Tennessee.
Okay,
and
dope,
so
man.
I've always had Tennessee ties.
Okay.
I always have. And so we came out here and visited Nashville and we moved here because we wanted to be part of the city, not because we wanted something from it.
Dope. That's super cool, man.
And that's what I told Dom when he wanted to move here too. I was like, hey, if we move to Nashville, I want you to move with the thought of like, Dallas might not make it. I might not be able to take you there.
Yeah.
And I want you to love where you live. And he agreed. He was like, I want to be in Tennessee. And we fall in love with it every day.
Dope, man. That's cool. That's super cool.
But yeah, we moved out here for that. And I try to tell them not to hold on too tight. And the other thing that we do is every time we go into a building, I always remind them we're not shit. I don't care if we've gotten a little bit of attention with Shasta. I don't care if in the next 2 years we got 30 million view records. I don't care. We're not shit. We don't treat people like we're better than them. We don't do anything like that. We are here to be colleagues and friends with the people we work with. And so, and I wish somebody would have told me that when I was a young teenager.
I bet you do.
This stuff doesn't make you cooler than anybody around you.
Right.
So I always try to remind it.
Lesson learned, like I said, and it's a story, Dallas, that a lot of them don't get to tell.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But to hear your like humble perspective of it now, like fast forward to now with the success of Shasta, and to be back in it fresh at 2023 and immediate success that kind of brought you here to Nashville, and kind of now it's like sky's the fucking limit. You got your team with you, man. Y'all are all like fresh mindset. We're not betting on each other to a degree where we're dependent on each other. Like that's a good wave to be on, man. It's interesting to hear. Because from the perspective of mine, like getting to meet you guys and hang out with you backstage and all that, like we have a good time. We can cut up and all that good shit. But when we sit down for a minute and I get to learn a little bit about you guys, it lets me know about y'all as humans, and to have, like you said, to have a friend like Wes that's going to check you and put you in a position to like, hey bro, you're doing too much.
Yeah.
It's really important. But also to have a friend like Dom that's willing to fucking
Put it all in
move,
a truck and
bro.
leave.
Even though he talks way too much, but other than that, other than that, it just seems like it's a solid circle, man, and one that you can continuously build on. And like you said, what better place to do it than in a city like Nashville with like-minded people,
And coming from, I wouldn't say necessarily a bad circle, but a circle of people that I didn't get to particularly choose when I was a kid.
Right.
I'm so picky about it now.
Yeah.
Because not only am I protecting like my music and my career, but I'm protecting the people in my circle.
Sure,
too. So
absolutely, man. It's a fucking brand.
yeah, I think having that experience that I had as a kid, universe works in weird ways, and the story sometimes can be a much bigger novel than you thought it was going to be. And so
Absolutely.
Sometime maybe that was act one, just teaching me how to see things and what could happen if I go this direction. And now I get to, as an adult, remember those things and recognize situations and make sure I guide these guys in the right way.
Yeah. Love it, dude. I fucking love it. So what's currently Dallas got a slew of music available now, obviously. Like I said, when you go to his profile, surely Shasta's going to pop up first. It's a great place to start. But like I said, there's an extensive catalog that you can check out, Dallas Murrae, right now. But what's coming up next from you, man? What can they expect from you?
Our next record is Texas.
Okay. Yeah, I heard
Comes out
this.
on July
I heard
15th.
this record.
It's kind of an ode to home. I may have lived in Utah for a couple of years, but I'm ingrained in Dallas, Texas.
Dope.
So kind of just introductory of where I'm from and the kind of sound that I grew up on, and the culture I grew up in. But that comes out on July 15th. Music video also comes out on July 15th.
Dope.
And we're going to, hopefully that takes the same trajectory, if not more than Shasta did.
Sure.
And we've been consistently putting out music nonstop. So I think right now we're on probably a song, a calendar quarter at this point. And so at least this one and at least another one from me before the end of the year.
So single wise.
Single wise.
Gotcha. Any new album coming anytime soon? Maybe 2026. Get a new album.
It's kind of an idea that we've thrown around, but when I go to approach my next album, I want there to be people who are asking for it.
Gotcha.
So,
I love that.
Because I love albums, and I swore by albums up until maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah. Well, the remedy's changed a lot. The world's changed, especially from consumer stand base. Yeah, it definitely has.
And I just love being able to write. Like when I write songs, they're a real reflection of where I'm at in life, and it's not even that I'm writing like, oh, this is what happened on Tuesday kind of thing. That's the whole vibe and the energy of what I'm currently putting into.
Yeah.
You can tell. I mean, you can ask that. You can tell where I'm at in life.
Yeah.
And
he's saying it without saying it.
Yeah, I get it.
Saying it. It's more of an energy and a feeling you get from when I start sending songs to them and demos and stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
well, what are you so sad about, bro?
Yeah, Dallas is doing good right now. Oh, Dallas is kind of sad. Like,
Dallas is feeling himself.
I get it. Oh, you cocky right now. Yeah, I get it.
And so, I really like the idea of, if you look at my catalog, you'll see that the energy kind of flows kind of all over the place. And that's because I'm not somebody who goes into a studio and says, oh, I make hip hop music. I need to make, my catalog's missing this record.
I love that you're saying what you're saying. Keep going.
I walk in there and I have a blank slate and I just make whatever I want to make.
You make music.
Yeah. And I put it out there, and, I don't care if it fits in the Dallas Murrae brand or whatever it is. If I like it, I'm going to put it out.
I love that.
But what's really cool about albums is because I'm going in there with the same headspace for all of those songs.
Yeah.
Generally, I come out with a product that has an overall energy versus having to follow me from song to song where I'm at in life, which some people like it one way, some people like it the other. But when we actually go to sit down and I actually have do an album, I actually have a fantasy dream in my head that I'm going to try to make happen. Is I want to take Dom, Wesley, JJ, who's a producer out in Louisiana. Shout out, love you, JJ. And I want to take them to the Virgin Islands and just go sit for a week and just and just
make music. Yeah.
And come back with a project. But I think
a go away project seems so, because I know.
Look,
I know that Dallas is a huge Mike fan. Yeah, like we spoke about this off camera, and bro, that's his like strategy for albums. This dude will go rent like a fucking Airbnb that we'll probably never be able to afford.
Because you're getting a different headspace,
bro. And he will camp out. He will set up shop at the most beautiful fucking scenario you could ever envision. And it's not like a built-in studio. It's like his home studio. He brings with him and puts it in the most perfect place you can imagine, and just records music until he's done, and then comes home.
And I don't know if there's somebody out
there. Then
we
get an album.
I don't know if there's somebody out here that's watching it, and like when you're talking about the home studio stuff, if you are thinking about doing music, or maybe you're tired of having other people do it for you, something like that, just go learn to do it.
Yeah, just go learn to do it.
Near as hard as it used to be.
Right.
Like, there's obviously always going to be somewhere out there who knows more than you do.
Yeah.
But there's a certain tier of equipment you get to where anything past that is just you're not even noticeable.
Well, even like the pre-production status, you know what I'm saying? Like, it used to be like you record at the small studio, and then if it's dope, you take it to the big studio.
Yeah.
It's still kind of that same scenario, but you can take the little studio stuff and still upload it to DSPs and submit it for your fans and that kind of shit, and get feedback or some sort of way. And if you want to make the record better one day, then take it to the big studio. Yeah. But it's not, it's not just overly complicated, like you said, to put out music. Motherfuckers record albums on their phone and shit.
Yeah, freaking BandLab cats. There is somebody out there making a better song than I could ever make right now on BandLab on an iPhone.
Right? Ain't that crazy? And then, like, to the GarageBand stuff, same scenario. Like, that motherfucker, there's people out there who compose fucking music on GarageBand, still to this day, which is insane to even say that, but it happens.
I still think there's a certain, like, I don't take my stuff to the big studios and stuff on purpose.
Yeah.
Because I think in the way the world has gotten, especially with AI coming out everywhere.
Right.
With the way the world has gotten, everything is so perfect and pristine and edited.
You like that raw shit.
And everything. I feel like the world wants
the real. I get it.
Somewhere.
Love that. Yeah.
I don't even think it's something where we even know how to ask for it anymore. It's just because I'm looking on my phone, I can't even tell what's real and not anymore.
Can't.
Yeah.
Some of these reels and shit, I definitely can't.
Yeah, I can't even tell what's happening. I'm seeing commercials now with AI on it.
Yeah.
And it's like, that was for people's dreams and jobs that they just took away for a computer program.
Right.
It's getting scary.
Yeah.
Dude, I know there's not a talking Yeti that just fucks some brunette in the middle of the woods with a beer in his hand. I love that shit.
Those are my favorite.
I love it. And the babies and shit. Like, I love all that shit's cool. But then, like, have y'all seen like a reactor type one where like it's like a reporter, and she's like,
Yeah.
record it right, and she gets someone's reaction, and or like their comment though is just wild as fuck. There's like an old group where they talk about sex and shit, with like old people talking about, oh, what it got me is he did this and that, you know what I mean? It's just it's crazy as fuck, but it may be like, hold up, is this shit fucking real? And that's what gets scary to me, like visually. Like I don't want to question if that shit's real or not.
It's just gonna get
worse,
clearer.
right?
Like, it's like it's gonna get to a point where, I think I hate. I mean, obviously the news and stuff is scary, but what I hate the most about it is, it's gonna learn how to be creative, and you're gonna be able to train it how to make music, and you know, people are gonna start using AI to make complete like. I see it going in the realm of if somebody can train an AI program, they can create an influencer or they can create an artist.
Yeah.
And eventually we won't be able to tell the difference between a real person and a computer.
Oh, they're doing it with like porn and shit now.
Yeah.
Like they're just making up fake bitches.
And
we're paying for them and shit. It's like, what?
That's great.
And you can't, I told my mom this. I was like, you can't program a soul into a machine.
You really can't. I get it.
Yeah. And it's like, music has gotten to a commercial point where there's definitely some songs and stuff that you know that artist is not really connected to the record.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of songs out there that, you know, you can really relate to where the artist is at. And when I hear like those AI songs and stuff, and again, it's still in very pre-phases of what it can be, I don't hear that. I hear whatever melody was on the radio.
Yeah, you know a robot composed it some way, somehow, some shape, some form.
Yeah, and it just, the AI, if there was anything that my conscious brain ever looked at the news and was like, this is terrifying, it's all the AI stuff.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't use it. I try not to look at it. That's my only protest foot down I've ever had.
I did one of the music ones once, but it's because with the transcripts from the podcast, I have hours of my voice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And there you can upload, there's this one site you can just upload transcript. You could upload voice shit and it would
just learns.
It would take your voice and put it over the record, right? And I have it. It's a Morgan Wallen cover, and I could put it out tomorrow. But then people would think I could really fucking sing, and I cannot.
Same.
But it takes my voice, and I'm sure y'all seen this online, like these little apps that are out that that shit works, like for real.
Well, even with Timbaland doing the
Timbaland,
the AI artists and stuff like that, that's all super cool, and being able to, you know, have AI bring melodies and stuff like that. But the scary thing is when it crosses over into artists. Labels are gonna be able to control the narrative of everything.
I get it, dude.
Because right now they have to. If a label comes to me and says, "I want you to say ABC," I have to make the decision as a human if I want to say that or not, or if I want to, you know, have that kind of belief.
Not AI. AI is going to be like, yes, sir. And
you're just going to tell AI, hey, I want.
How you want me to do it?
I want your fans to believe this and say this. And you're like, okay, program it in, and that's it. And then they'll control the narrative. They won't have to pay AI, other than the fact that they're paying for the program itself. So labels are just going to roll in money.
Right.
And
it's a scary subject, man.
Same thing with news and everything like that.
Right.
Actually, if they don't have to deal with us, then we're obsolete.
Yeah, we thought clickbait's been a problem. Now imagine what it's going to be like when it gets to that stage. You know, Dallas, it's been dope sitting to talk with you guys for a minute, man. But along this conversation, one of my favorite things you've said though is that the aspect of like when you go into creative space now or you make music now, you do it with like a genreless attack. And my favorite kind of music nowadays, at where I'm at in my life, is the genreless music. I think that's why I've migrated to an artist like Mike so much over the years, is because I've watched him go from a frat rap hip hop artist to a polished hip hop artist to like a Post Malone type, just finding yourself and start making these type records. And every time you would struggle to put them in a specific genre. And it seems like those records ultimately end up being my favorite.
It's a feeling. When you walk into a studio, you can craft a product or you can craft an energy.
Right.
And the energy is what is going to sell. Like,
man,
it's going to sell. It's going to outsell the product.
Dude, that's when I talk to people, they're always like, oh, what genre is it? And I'm like,
let's not start there.
I'm like, I hate this. I hate this question because I can't put them in like one specific genre.
It's good. Trust me, it's good.
I always tell people, just go through the catalog. I'm sure that I guarantee you there's something in there that you'll connect with.
That's a great direction though, honestly, like in a response format. Like, why not say that word? Just like I said, it's good. Trust me. I can't, it's hard to put a thumb on what you tell me.
Yeah. I'm also not trying to limit Dallas on anything.
Facts, dude.
Because if I go telling a bunch of people that he's strictly hip hop, that's what they're going to expect.
Exactly. And some people may be close-minded to that fact. You know, I don't want to hear that rap shit.
Yeah, and then if they hear them and they're like, well, this sounds a lot more like country, I don't like it.
Cool.
But if I just go into the approach of like, genreless,
Yeah.
then they have nothing to expect.
With their ears open. Yeah.
Yeah.
And with my style of guitar playing, I mean, I draw my influences from so many different places. You can never just.
Most rock stars do, Dom. Like, I get that.
He's a metalhead and he's playing with me.
Hell yeah. That's what's up, bro.
Deep roots in metal, man.
Love it, bro. Love it.
But we when we go into the studio and we make those and stuff, making a product to sell is you walk in there and you concoct this
Fake shit.
this fake mainstream hit.
The sculpture.
And if you, for that reason, that works for the record labels and stuff like that, is because if you have a product and you got the money to push the product, people will buy the product.
Yeah.
But if you want people to connect with the music and tell and to have that word of mouth and have that, you know,
Organic.
you want people to buy the tickets to come see you.
Yes.
I mean, I know some of the biggest artists in the world.
Flex.
Who can't. Well, I don't know them, but I've seen some of the biggest artists, quotation marks, in the world struggle to put 1,000 people in a venue.
Yeah.
Because they're all over the radio. You see them everywhere and things like that. But I've seen some of the more low key guys with much less followers.
Yeah.
But people are way more connected to them. Sell out 1,500 person rooms.
Facts.
Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what the follower list is on your TikTok or Instagram. What matters is how many people really connect with what you have.
Yeah.
I would much rather have 10,000 fans that love what I do.
That rock with you full time.
2 million followers of people who are like, I might go see him if he comes to town.
Yeah.
And I think where that starts is when you walk in the studio. Are you being you or are you being a product?
No, that's 100% authentic though, bro. The way, I mean, that's it 1,000,000%. I love that though. I really do. And to be subconscious that exists at 27 and be like it says a lot about you, bro. It really does, because man, I'm old as fuck. I've been out here a long time. I've had hundreds of people sit in these chairs, like, you know what I mean? All of which tell different stories. But to hear your story and the way, you know, to hear the way you speak about it and your mindset is different. You know what I mean? It's a real mature mindset. You got a great vocabulary also, but the way you carry yourself is just a more mature type individual. Like, I don't think you're in it for the big head and glamour no more. I think you're in it exactly for what you just said, just to make an imprint on the world and make music for people that appreciate it, and you know, create a wave out here.
I was told a big question before I started it back up again was, would you do this? Like, would you keep making music the way they're making it if no one ever came to see you and no one ever gave you $1?
Yeah.
If the answer is not yes, this isn't for you.
Right. You're doing it all for the wrong reasons.
And I told my crew and everything like that, I was like, no one could ever listen to this. And I would still find my way into my studio and put songs out, because it's not really the fame and stuff and the money and everything. It's not really what it's about for me. It's not even necessarily I wouldn't even say it's necessarily about it's connecting with fans or anything like that. I think for me, it's about, this is what I do.
Dope.
This is my life. And this is what I love.
Yeah.
And if other people happen to love that, that's
like
awesome.
it or leave it. I get it. Yeah. My bad. I threw it out there a little different, but yeah, I get what you're saying though. I totally understand. And yeah, that's even better answer than mine though, to be honest with you.
I think sometimes I have a lot of artists now. It's weird because I had Shasta pop off and now I have artists messaging me like, do you have any advice? And I'm like, dude, I'm still trying to figure it out.
Right. I think there's plenty of advice to be given from Dallas Murrae.
I got thank you, but I got a message and it was like, hey, do you have any recommendation for someone who wants to start music? And I think my recommendation was, don't put an expectation on it.
Yeah. Just
go in and do it, and don't expect it to
pop off.
You see all this. It sucks because our generation sees all this stuff in front of us of like instant gratification. You know, influencers having more money than we could ever have.
Sure.
Artists popping off left and right. So we get to see all that stuff where we didn't when we were back in the day, where it wasn't happening for everybody in front of our face.
Yeah.
And so I told him, I was like, don't put any expectations on it. Go in there and make music. And if you like it, keep doing it. If you don't like it, then don't do it. I was like, the second you go into music and you say, well, I'm going to do this because I'm going to be a big rock star and take care of my whole family, the odds of that happening is very low.
Very low.
Very low.
Very low.
If it was easy, everybody'd be doing it.
Facts.
And so, but if you go in there just because you love to do it, then it's going to work out for you.
Yeah. Well, what was your first rap name? What'd you say?
Swag Star.
Swag Star. From Swag Star to the current Dallas Murrae, man. It's been an interesting little turn, man. But with seeing you on the road, man, I'm excited to see where your career goes next, man. Even after the tour with the upcoming single Texas that drops here in a couple weeks, to what the following single may look like before the end of the year to what 2026 brings for you, man.
Yeah.
It's been exciting to see thus far, but to meet the guys and to get to know you guys a little bit better, man, is dope for me. I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate what you guys put into it, and I'm sure our listeners and watchers are going to tap in and they'll understand why I do so much.
That was so nice to meet you.
Yeah, for real. We've been doing it a while, man, so they know. But I'll tell you, just like you guys, man, once you guys get those chairs as an invite, man, they're yours anytime you want to come back.
Thank you.
So any rollouts or anything big you guys want to put out or announce or just come through and shoot the shit, or maybe after tour. I told Ego after tour we get all the guys over here and we just do like a little
little recap.
Yeah, a little recap of the tour, man.
I'll bring some Shineco with me.
Please do. Yeah. Shout out Shineco.
Shout out Tennessee Shineco.
Shout out Tennessee Shineco. Yeah, he's got a sponsorship for Tennessee Shineco. We didn't even touch on that. But it's things we can cover in the future, man. And I'm excited for it, man. And like I said, from what was the fucking name?
Swag Star. I think I went from Swag Star to MVP to Dallas Wade, and now it's Dallas Murrae. So
Dallas Wade?
Dallas Wade. That was my
Wade.
My middle name's Wade.
Okay, dope.
So,
gotcha. Swag Star is better than all of them. You should just stick with Swag Star now.
You should see my mom's face when she tapped into the iTunes library this was back when I was using TuneCore and you could download iTunes.
Okay.
Like download songs.
Sure.
When my mom had to type in Swag Star to see her son's song.
I just don't like your name.
Why is that name?
Yeah, dude.
It's cool.
Well, that's like I said. That's what we're naming the episode. We got to. That's why I wanted to call back to it, so we could remind people why it's called Swag Star. But that's why. But from the early talks of Swag Star up to the current catalog provided by Dallas Murrae, man, I'm sure they're all going to appreciate it, man, just like I do. But yeah, man, catch them on the road. King Ego, Joe Tyler, Dallas Murrae is there along with Dom, along with Wes. They'll be out shaking it with us for the next few weeks, and then back home. It's nice to hear you're residing here in Nashville, so I'm sure this won't be the last time you'll be around here.
Nope. I'll be around a lot, it looks like.
Right. I love it, man. But yeah, dude, in between time, we'll make sure all your contact information is listed below, your Instagram, and link to some of your music, man, and you guys can hear and see. Well, you'll hear Dom on some of the records, I already know, because he shreds the guitar. I don't know how much you'll hear Wes on records, but you can just know.
He pops up every now and then.
Right, and just know if you catch him on the road, Wes is right there. Mm-hmm. But you guys got a home here, and I got some shit to say anytime you want to come back, okay? And y'all don't need Dallas to pull up on me, so just hit my line. Y'all know what's up, bro.
I'll watch those episodes.
Right? Yeah, man, in the meantime, y'all know what's up, man. It's Dallas Murrae, Dom the guitarist, my man Wes on the DJ, man, but catch us on tour, dude. We're out here. So I got shitsay.com, chatorangetv.com. We gone.
Bitch, we got views.